Hi Best Buds, it's Cathy with Cathy's Garden, and I'm so happy that you've joined me today. Today we're going to make an easy fold out with journaling space and 2 tuck spots. But first, let's have our shout out to Paula, Janet, Myra, Lala Gamma, Sherry, Liberty Lost, Mildred, Steph, and Melanie. I appreciate each and every one of you. I have some digitals. This one is from Chapter 1 papers, and this one is a William and Morris. And I have printed this on a cardstock, and I have dyed the back with coffee. So I think I would like to do this one right here. I kind of found that, I'll bring this one back for a second, that it helps with this design if there's really not an upside down, an upside and a downside. It helps, I think, to have it just kind of swirled up, so you don't have to worry about upside and the downside. All right, I hope that makes sense. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to fold this in half this way. So I've taken it the long way, and I'm going to fold it in half, just like this. I'm going to crease it. Looking for my bone folder. Here it is. Just going to give that a nice crease. Now, I probably should go ahead and take this over to my guillotine, but I'm going to go ahead and cut it. I hope I can see it, which I can't really see very well. I can't see that. So do I have my light on? Let me turn this light on. This might help me. Oh yeah, that helps me a great deal. Okay, so let's go ahead and just trim this. So you can either make 2 out of one piece of paper, or you can use your separate paper for your pockets, which that I think is what I want to do. So I'm going to take this right here, one of my pieces, and I'm going to fold one side. I dropped the other one. I'm going to fold one side in about 2.5. Let me see here. Not quite that much. How about, that's about 2. And let's see, let me look at this. Okay, so we're going to fold in one about 2 inches, one side. And then you want to overlap it just a little bit. So how about if we do the other one about, oh, it's about 2 inches too, isn't it? It's just a little over 2 inches. So now we're going to look like this. All right. And let's go ahead and let's round the corners. So round the corners here. Righty. Oh. And then I'm going to bring in my ink, and I'm going to ink up the edges just very quickly here. Alrighty. So as I folded this, I'm sure you all thought that it's going to be like this, but it's not. We're going to turn it so that it's going to be open from the top. I'm just going to quickly do this right here and quickly do this right here. It just needs to have a little bit of color on it. All right, that looks fine. So what I was saying is, I'm sure you all thought it was going to be like this, but it's not. We're going to do it like this, okay, this way. So what I want to do is, I'm looking at this just real quick, and I am going to, let's see here, what is the first thing I want to do? I think I want to go ahead and make my circles just so they can become a little dry, dry out just a little bit before I have to put a hole in them. So you'll want to decide what your front tuck is. So if it's this way, you want to have it overlapped. I like it better, my paper, this way. So this top flap is going to be on top of this bottom flap. And so with that said, I want to decide, I'm going to get a couple of paper clips here just to hold it closed for me. I'm going to decide, do I want this to be my larger circle and this to be my smaller circle? I do think so, because I think I kind of lose it with this green against so much green, but this pink really pops. So I think the first thing I want to do is bring in my Tombow glue. I'm just grabbing one over there because I have them sitting upside down so I can get the glue out, because they're right at the end and I don't want to waste any glue. So I have them upside down. I guess this one's upside down too. I could have used it. Just didn't notice it there. Okay, so I just placed a little bit of glue on my pink paper, which is printed on lightweight copy paper, and I am gluing it onto some heavier cardstock. And I'm just going to let that sit for just a second. Now I have two different size punches. I have a 1-inch punch, and this must be 3/4 or 1/2 inch. It doesn't say, but it's a smaller punch than this one. All right. And so we decided that we're going to punch the small one out of the green. And this green is cardstock. It doesn't have to be. Mine just happens to be cardstock. And then let's go ahead and let's punch out. I really want it to be all pink. Sure, I don't think I put enough glue on it, guys. I wanted it to be pinker. I didn't want that white lace to be part of it. I wanted it to be all pink because, to me, this paper is pretty busy already. Now let's just hope it will punch it out with all that glue. And it did. Yay. Okay, so now we have this, and it's going to look just like that, and it's going to go right on there. Isn't that cute? Oh my goodness, that's really cute. So I'm going to set these aside, and I'm going to bring in my ink, and I'm just going to ink around the edge of my large one, my large circle, and I'm going to ink around the edge of my smaller circle. All right. Then what I want to do is I actually want to glue them together. So I'm going to put the glue on my smaller circle, and I'm going to place it right in the middle of my larger circle, just like that. Press it down. Let's just set that aside for a few minutes in hopes that that will dry enough for me to put a hole in it. Let's go back to our piece of ephemera here, and I think what I'd like to do is maybe bring in some lace, or some edging I should say, and I think what I'd like to do is put some edging right here. Now if you choose to put edging here, do choose something that's not going to interfere in the closure of our little piece of ephemera here. You could very well put it right there, and I don't think something like this isn't going to cause you any problem, but maybe something else, maybe eyelash yarn may cause you problem. I'm just trying to say that you might want to pay attention to what you put in that spot right here, but I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to decorate the top like here. So I'm going to bring in my hot glue, and you know I'm using hot glue because I'm doing a video. It's quick, it's easy, it's not going to move around on me. You use the type of glue of your choice. Maybe you would like to use fabric tag. Maybe you want to use something else. Whatever it is, make sure it's better than this. Look, it didn't take it all. I didn't put enough down. I'm just kidding, guys. I just didn't put enough down. I just plugged in my glue gun, so it didn't come out real well. Alrighty, so I'm just going to add some glue right underneath right here, the flowers, just a little more so that it sticks down nicely. Alrighty, there we go. Now I'm just going to give it a trim. Should have my smaller scissors, but they're in my bag that I take to wait in line to pick up my granddaughter from school. I fussy cut when I'm waiting in line. You should see my car. It's all full of little pieces of paper. All right, so I'm going to put another line of glue right here, and I'm just going to lay it right here. All right, just like that. I love that. That's looking really good. Now, once again, I'm going to pull this back a little bit, and I'm just going to make sure that these flowers get glued down. All right. The flowers are glued down. And the nice thing about this type of glue is that you can rub it and it will roll off if you get too much on there. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to trim it. And let's see, trim off this piece right here. And let's trim this one right here. All right. So now my piece looks just like this. And the next thing I think I want to do is, I'm thinking I might want to have a little bit of maybe a stamp. I'm not sure. I think that would be kind of cute on here. Let's see, that's going to go there. I think maybe, goodness, maybe a stamp right down here would be better. Maybe even over here. Okay, I do like that. Is this one just as tall? That's taller. Yeah, that size will probably be a little bit better. Maybe one of these might be better because it is smaller. Maybe I do want that. I'm not sure which one I want. I have a piece of lace right here, and I'm going to just trim off a little bit of it. And I want to add it right here. And let's see. I haven't inked this at all, I noticed. I thought I prepped all that. I obviously missed this one. Let's go ahead and, yeah, I think I'm going to do the stamp. So I'm just going to add some glue right here. And I'm going to lay my lace right there. Alrighty. And then I'm going to put a little glue on my stamp. And I'm going to place my stamp right there as well. So a little bit of my stamp gets covered up, but that's okay. I don't mind. I think that's going to look great. Let's go ahead and let's work on the inside a little bit. Let's open it up and let's go ahead and put ourselves a little flip book right here. So what I want to do is I'm reaching for my papers here. I've got some papers. One's going to be a little bit long, so let's see, let's trim it right here, and maybe let's trim it right here. Let's see how that does. That's going to be fine. Let's go ahead and cut us another one. Let's see, let's do a bigger one. We can maybe have this flip book be different size pieces. We could do that as well. Okay. I think it needs to be just a little shorter though, and not quite as deep. All right, so I've got two pieces here. I can even turn it this way, right there. Now let's see, I have this too. So let's just do this one as well. Okay, 3 pieces, that'll be fine. And I think I want to round the corners, so I'm just going to pop the corners together. I'm just going to round the corners here. Alrighty, all at once. And now I'm going to actually just add my glue right here. I'll put them together, just like that. So there's my first page, my 2 pages together. Let's do this one. I do like the combination of those 3 pages together. Add a little bit of interest, and then let's go ahead and let's glue it right onto the inside of our piece of ephemera here. So now it's just like this. And we fold up just like that. And you open it up, and then you have a built-in flip pad, which is your journaling space. Now, I want to go ahead and bring in my extra piece because I want to incorporate the same print is what I need to say, the same print on the outside as I have on the inside. And I'm just going to trim a little bit. I don't want to be quite so wide, but I think this would be really cute if I had that right inside as kind of the header. And I'm going to ink this up just a little bit just finishes it off. Now, if you don't want to use a piece of paper, you could use another piece of lace. You could use whatever it is. I just thought to bring all of it together, I would use the same paper. And I'm just going to add a little hot glue, and I'm just going to glue it in. Now, I'm not putting it right up on that fold. You can see I have a little bit of space, because otherwise I think it would make it just a little too bulky. And you still have lots of journaling space, even this part here that you can journal on. Now let's think about what we can do here. This one's kind of short, but how about if we do something as a corner tuck? So I'm going to just highlight this right here, and I'm going to think about laying it about right like that. So that means I want to put my glue about right here, and so I'm going to take it from the fold down around right to my mark right there. So I'm just going to add my glue right onto my flap right here. I'm going to make sure I have enough. Don't want to be stingy with it. And then I'm just going to take and I'm going to lay it just like that. So I just find that to be an easy way to place a pocket. And then you turn it. Whoops. You have to get it on there first, Cathy. You have to get it on there first. It has to get stuck on there. And then, after it gets stuck on there, then you're able to cut it. And then it will be your pocket, your corner pocket. So trim that out just like that. Okay. All right. So isn't that cute? That's just going to be a little corner tuck spot. I'm just grabbing something right here just to show you that it would be a little tuck spot right here. Okay. And then I probably wouldn't use that, but you surely could. You could use that. There's nothing wrong with using that. Let's do another one. Maybe let's do one up here. So I think I'm going to, actually, I'm just going to do it on this side. Just going to rip it, and then I'm going to look at it. I'm going to say, okay, I want it to come about to here. So from this fold all around here, and I'm going to add my glue here. I could do hot glue and then I wouldn't have a problem with it not sticking, but that's okay. We'll use this Tombow glue. It will be fine. And I do need to ink this up a little bit. And of course I need to ink up right here when I did that other one. I haven't done that yet. And we're just going to go from that corner to that corner, not quite at the corner, not quite, because remember it needs to have a little bit of space to be able to fold and not be too bulky. And then I'm going to just trim it out. Cut some of this off. I need my smaller scissors, guys, but I don't have them and I forgot to grab them out of my bag. It's okay. These cut just fine, but they're big. They're really big. All right, so we have got 2 corner tucks, and like I was saying, you will want to rub your sponge over it again if you do some inking. Maybe you don't ink. Some do, some don't. It's a personal preference. Whatever it is that you choose to do, it will be perfectly fine. Now, I'm just grabbing something here just to show you that this is a little tuck spot right there. And then we have a tuck spot here. We've got our flip pad. Now, let's put our closure on here. So, all we have to do, I'm bringing in my Sari silk. That's from my friend over at Crimson Heart Studios. And I don't put links in, but I will list the papers and I'll list where I got the Sari silk from and the stamp. So you'll at least know that part. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just glue this right on down, and I'm going to just look and see what my middle is about. It's about right there. And I'm going to use some hot glue, and I'm not going to put it right in the middle because that's where we're going to place our hole is right in the middle. So something like that. And I am not placing my circle right on the edge. I'm giving it just a little bit of space there. And then I'm going to bring in my crocodile, and I'm just looking to see. I want to use this one. We're just going to put a hole right in the middle of the small circle, just like that. So you can see there's a hole right there. And I chose the limey green kind of color of the Sari because I thought it would be so pretty to put this. Oh, look here. Oops. I put a hole in the tag because it was a little too big. So I've just put it from the inside out, and then I'm going to pull it around, and I want to make my bow about right here. So I'm just going to get my Sari to be, you know, about the same size. You don't want to pull real hard because you will rip it if you pull super hard. But if you're gentle with it, you won't have any problem at all. And using a cardstock, that even secures it even better and makes it sturdier. But oh my gosh, look how cute that is. Now, I think I'd like to top it off with a little bit of bling. Now, do I want the pink, or do I want the dark color? I really think I want that dark color, and I can't tell you why, but I really like it. So I'm going to add my glue onto my bling, and I'm just going to lay it right here, just like that. I love this project. I really do. I put that on a little crooked though, didn't I? There we go. It's much better now. And now here's another one. Now I made this one a little skinnier, so you can fold these any way that you want as long as you have a center and then you have two flaps that overlap just a little bit. So there's no set way of folding it or what size of paper that you want to use. But isn't that a pretty combination with the peach and the blue? And then you open this up just like this. And there I have a little tuck spot. Now I did this a little different. I did a straight tuck pocket right here. And I did a little bit of embellishing on my flip book right here. And then I put a little mini postcard down below in that little pocket. And then you just tie it up the exact same way. Very simple. It's nothing to it. And I just think these would be absolutely beautiful in your junk journal. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. And if you have, please give me a thumbs up. I invite you to subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you in my next video. I'll see you there, guys. Bye now.